And when they talk about the AI revolution and how it goes into so many, it's not just semiconductors.
Well, that's the key. I mean, for every dollar spent on an Nvidia chip, there's an $8 to $10 multiplier across the rest of tech. Software, cybersecurity, infrastructure. That's the key. That's why this is only just getting started for $2 trillion of AI capex. And that's why names like, if you look at yesterday, that was a pound the table moment in tech. Just like Tokyo Black Monday.
Dan Ives believes we are in the early stages of the AI revolution, which will span the next 5 to 6 years, driving massive growth across sectors like semiconductors, software, and cybersecurity. He sees Nvidia as a major beneficiary, with AI investments potentially reaching $2 trillion. Ives also views Tesla as a major player, not just in electric vehicles, but in autonomous technology, which he believes could be worth $1 trillion. He expects Tesla's stock to rise significantly, with a base case of $515 and a bull case of $650. Looking ahead to 2025, Ives predicts autonomous cybercabs, a surge in tech mergers and acquisitions, and Palantir's rise as a major AI player. While he acknowledges concerns over AI safety, he believes the technology will revolutionize industries and drive significant market growth.
I'm just not one that sits there and based on sort of a blip, a macro geopolitical Fed moment, throw the towel in. And I think we're in the midst of a fourth industrial revolution. And as that plays out, it's still only 10 p.m. It was 9 p.m. earlier this year. It's 10 p.m. in the AI party. AI party goes to 4 a.m. Haters will hate. Get the popcorn out. I think we're only year 3 of it's going to be a 5-6 year bull cycle.
And the deals with the U.S. Army, right? They have something special. They're something different, aren't they?
I mean, Alex Karp's in the Mount Rushmore when it comes to AI, along with Godfather of AI, Jensen, Nvidia, Nadella, and others. And I think that's the secret sauce, because everything that they've done, the government, 3-letter agencies around the world, now it's focused on enterprise. And Nicole, it goes back to the second, third derivatives of AI. Now that party we talk about, software is invited. They're on the dance floor. Benioff, Salesforce. Now, look, Karp's been on the dance floor for a while, but this just starts out to our view of the Palantir story.
Yeah. I know you mentioned Oracle. We'll watch for what goes on with that name. How about Apple and Nvidia? Still love them both for the new year, right?
They're table pounders. I look at what we've seen in Nvidia. That's just a knee-jerk reaction digestion period. Demand to supply is still 15 to 1. If there's one red phone, you need that chip. There's only one company in the world. It's Godfather of AI, Jensen, Nvidia. I think $4 trillion is the first one to make its Apple, right? And then second will be followed by Nvidia and then ultimately Microsoft. But it shows when it comes to Apple, the consumer AI revolution will go through Cupertino and Cook. And I think more and more that investors are starting to recognize that. I think as this ultimately plays out with Apple Intelligence.
Yeah. And what's your base case and bull case on Nvidia, your stock price there?
I think 180 to 200. I think when you look at Nvidia and how that ultimately plays out. And I think when you look at Apple, 3 to 350 is ultimately going to be the base to bull case.
What about the monetization of AI? Has any company, in your opinion, successfully started doing this?
I think it started. I think look at Palantir. Look at ServiceNow, what McDermott's doing. Look now what Benioff did in this last quarter. What you're starting to see even with names like Snowflake, Elastic, and others. My whole point is that it starts with Nvidia, but now it's real. The monetization's happening. And I always said, the bears have missed every transformational tech name the last 20 years because they can't find it in their spreadsheet. The point is, this is no different. We're talking about a fourth industrial revolution that's being built out. And the bears, will miss it again. And I think that's how this plays out as this second, third, fourth phase of AI, ultimately start to come in 2025.
I would love 3 predictions, maybe a little quirky or a little out of the comfort zone, whether it's for Tesla or Nvidia, some predictions for 2025. I'd love 3 of them that will leave me scratching my head as I go to bed and I dream about the new year.
Okay. So 1, autonomous in terms of cybercab, a year from now, that's something that ultimately starts to be in production for cybercab, and those are on the road by early 26. That'll be 1. 2, with the nightmare from tech gone, from the FTC, we are going to see tech M&A up anywhere from 50 to 75%. I think it's going to be just pandemonium, the type of M&A that we see in tech. And the third thing, I ultimately believe it's really going to be when it comes to Palantir. Can Palantir start to make its road to what I believe could be the next Oracle over the next 4 to 5 years?
Do you have worries about AI? I mean, does it get to be too much in any way, shape, or form? The worries that people had. There was a time that Elon Musk was actually clamoring, slow down AI for the good of the people. What happened to that conversation? Remember that?
Well, ironically, Musk is going to be key, in terms of the bromance with Trump, that we're going to actually see AI innovation centers within the U.S. I mean, you're going to see, that's a huge piece that we're going to see within the Beltway. Look, my view is regulatory going to be there? Are there some safety concerns down the road? Of course. But right now, this technology, we're talking about something that's going to change the world. And I think many investors haven't really thought out, in my opinion, the scope and the scale of what this is going to do. And that's why, I believe a few, call it 12, 18 months from now, we're talking about NASDAQ 25,000. I mean, Tuckman's going to have to start to get those hats out.
And so with that, you have all of these positives. You said how it's going to move on to software, cybersecurity, infrastructure. These are how it affects other sectors, big picture. We have names that we're watching when it comes to the Mag 7 that grabbed our attention. How about Tesla? And you project Tesla to be a huge winner?
I mean, it's the bet for the ages when you look at Musk's bet on Trump, because when it comes to autonomous, I think autonomous is worth $1 trillion alone. And for all those Karate Kid fans, it's a sweep the leg moment. What's happened in the Beltway when it comes to regulatory, and that's a huge the biggest beneficiary from all of this is going to be Musk and Tesla, and that's why you've seen a lot of bears go deep into their caves in hibernation mode over the last month.
When we think about Tesla, we may not have EV subsidies, but Tesla is so much more than just an automobile. Tesla is so much more, right? People shouldn't even think of this as just a car company or just an EV company.
Look, calling them a car company, I think is actually it's an insult. This is a disruptive technology company that now, when you look at autonomous and robotics, that's the next step in the Tesla story. The gold at the end of the rainbow. And that's why I think we're just getting started in this next stage of Tesla as autonomous now becomes front and center over the coming years.
What's your I guess base case and bull case for the new year for Tesla? In
Look,
the
base case
range?
is 515's base case, bull case is 650. And Nicole, I think it would be conservative when you think about 2 trillion. I mean, I think this is one if it plays out, because we assume no value for Optimus. You start to put Optimus value in there, you get a lot more than 2 trillion.
All right, you called Palantir before people didn't know how to spell Palantir. And what an incredible year. It was well over 300-something% for the year of 2024. Soared. What is your base case and bull case on Palantir? And what will drive Palantir? What makes it so special? I want to know the stock price and what makes it special for 2025.
Well, that's why it's the Messi of AI. And look, we always say, the haters, they hate Palantir as a teenager at 13, despise it as a senior citizen at $75 living in Delray Beach, right? So Haters hate. They don't understand that Palantir, I believe, could be the next Oracle. And you could be looking at $100, $125 stock as this all plays out, specifically within AIP and the enterprise. And that's why Palantir, I view as probably the purest play AI name in the market.
The speaker emphasizes that we are in the early stages of a fourth industrial revolution driven by AI, expecting it to last 5 to 6 years. Companies like Tesla and Palantir are set to benefit significantly, with Tesla becoming a leader in autonomous technology. Palantir is seen as a potential future tech giant, similar to Oracle. Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft are also well-positioned for AI growth. The speaker predicts that tech mergers and acquisitions will surge, autonomous cybercabs will be on the road by 2026, and Palantir will play a central role in AI for enterprises. Concerns about AI's potential risks are acknowledged but viewed as secondary to its transformative power. How do you think the rise of AI will affect industries outside of technology, such as healthcare or transportation? Do you believe that concerns about AI becoming too powerful are valid, or do you think its potential benefits outweigh the risk?